get boom boom boom, gotta get boom boom boom, gotta get boom boom boom, gotta get boom boom boom, that boom boom boom, that boom boom boom.
I'm fine to drive.
I don't think that you should drive.
Well, then I don't know what to tell you, but you're not driving my car.
Well, then I'm just
I can drive. No, you're driving with me. You're going with me, but I'm not. I'm fine. I'm not even drunk. I'm fine. I'm fine.
I don't know.
I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name.
I feel like you should watch the road a little bit more.
I'm watching the road. I'm fine. We didn't even have that much to drink.
All right, please just
So
drive
don't
straight.
even trip, Jessica.
Okay, just
I'm fine.
drive straight.
I'm fine.
Oh my
In 2007, Wisconsin had the highest rate of drunk driving in the nation, more than 26%. More than 42,000 drivers were convicted of drunken driving offenses in Wisconsin. Alcohol-related crashes killed 337 people in Wisconsin and injured more than 5,500. Approximately 46% of all fatal traffic crashes in Wisconsin are alcohol-related.
Projects is about making a difference in our school and community. Our group decided that we should extend Boss's turf to go down to Water Street and 3rd Street to prevent drunk driving. And we heard that you guys fund Boss, so we were wondering what kind of things we could do to help extend Boss's.
Well, there's a few things. Actually, in the past, I want to say 3 years, we've increased Boss's funding by about 25% above what they have had in the previous years, and we've extended the number of vans they do, the number of drivers, increasing their abilities for their phone systems, and allowing more calls to get through, and not so many dropped calls. There's a lot of complaints about that, but right now it goes, I guess, from Brady all the way to Hampton, and to extend it to Water, it's a little bit farther.
So what can we do for Boss to drive down to Water?
If we even put another $1 per student per semester into Boss, it would allow us to increase the vicinity that Boss serves. It could go down to Water, and I'd like to see that. What we could do is help with like a survey for students to see actually how utilized it would be if we were to expand the program.
I'm doing a project for organizations, and our project is about making a difference in our school and community. You guys can participate by just raising your hands. How many people live near campus? How many people drink and go down to Water and 3rd? How many people sometimes have to be the DD, designated driver? When you guys are at the DD, how many people still drink and drive? How many people believe Boss drove down to Water and 3rd that would prevent drunk driving?
Who do we need to talk to kind of go further up the ladder, you know?
And actually do something, actually push this.
And actually kind of bring this to their attention.
Well, it's good to talk to the Student Association President, Student Association Vice President, and then the Senate is the main body that decides on these fees. So there's 13 members on this SFC committee, run by the Vice President of the Student Association. So every year in November, the Vice President of the Student Association brings all these together. Here's the proposals. So as long as Boss would come with that proposal, first of all, you'd have to talk to the director, Courtney Gotts.
Yeah.
One question is, why doesn't Boss drive down to the Water Street, 3rd Ward area?
The boundaries were established by our oversight committee. We're an entity of the Student Association. That's how we're funded. The original oversight committee 9 years ago set them at where they were. We've gone through processes to expand in the past, and usually what happens is it costs more money to expand our boundaries. Basically, more space to cover or more area to cover would mean needing more vehicles to cover that amount. That's kind of the theory behind how the boundaries are. They're not an exact straight line, obviously, because of how the geography is. It was basically based on what we could handle given what we had. If we had 5 more vans, I'd love to go as far as we could, you know. So
Absolutely.
if we had the resources to do it, we would. But we're like everybody else, limited by what we have. So we only have 11 vans. So and given 700 or 800 rides a night, it's statistically difficult to even keep up with where we're at now. So to expand would just it would be even rougher.
It's just like raise tuition and everything, right?
It's funded. It's segregated fees, which is a separate line item than your tuition. At the bottom of your tuition bill, it'll say segregated fee. It might have even changed to university fee recently, like what they actually call it.
Sure.
You pay. I want to say it's over $300 a student per semester, and it goes to a bunch of different stuff. We get like $10.85 out of that.
Do you think it would be beneficial if Boss would be able to go down to Water Street?
I think it would be beneficial to the students, which is ultimately our goal. Yeah.
Do you think overall Boss does help reduce drunk driving?
Oh yeah, I don't have statistical evidence to say that it does.
Sure.
I've never stood outside with Cooper and said, "Were you more likely to drive drunk tonight if we weren't there?" Because nobody's going to actually admit that, probably.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But yeah, I've had parents call and say our son or daughter chose to live a couple blocks further and got a cheaper apartment because they knew they could rely on you to get to class, or I didn't have to bring a car to school my sophomore year because I knew I could rely on getting to class or getting out to the grocery store or wherever. So I have no doubts in my mind just from listening to people that it's kept people from getting behind the wheel, which is a good thing, obviously.
Yeah.
We've been a part of discussions in the neighborhood, like how to be a good neighbor, what's our role in that, and when we first started, we had lots of neighbors complain about what we do. Their theory was that if Boston didn't exist, students wouldn't go to parties because they couldn't get there.
No.
Well, we know that's not true because
Yeah.
we've been here. This is our 9th year, going on our 10th anniversary next year. We know there were parties here 11 or 12 years ago, so it had nothing to do with us. So obviously we've had people come up to us and say, it really helps that you get the students out of the neighborhood quicker, safer, that kind of stuff too. So it's a touchy subject in the neighborhood, but we feel like we keep people from making bad decisions.
Courtney has yet to decide if he wants to put this in his proposal for this November. Thanks for being the DD, Jerome.
Well, we have had matters of that